Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to HCS Pro Talk, your weekly Halo esports podcast. This is episode 70. Yes, we're past that episode. For the week of April 23rd, 2019. My name is Josh, aka JK Fire, and this week I am joined by the man not in an Easter suit, Will, aka I am Mr. Mayhem. Will, how are you on this Easter Sunday?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am swell.
It's good to hear.
Yes.
Did you do anything special with the newborn today?
We went to church this morning, went to the wife's church, and it was a good time. Service was fine. Had some good food. And then we went over to my mom's place for a little early dinner with some ham and some potatoes, and it was a good time. She slept most of the day, which was great.
Well, you might be in for a rough night.
I know, that's exactly what I told Nasana. I'm not excited, but we'll see. My baby pooped again today, so that was exciting.
That's good to hear.
I don't think she's constipated anymore. For those who are wondering why the hell I just said that, go back and listen to 2 or 3 episodes ago.
Yeah.
You'll figure it out.
It's more information than you'll ever need.
HCS Pro Talk. That's what we're here for. But yeah, all in all, it was good. How about yourself?
Yeah. Today we went over to my fiance's family side of things. Ate some, same kind of thing, ham, potatoes. Someone made, was it mastacholi? Is that how you actually say it?
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Pretty good stuff. Watched the Twins game. We swept the Orioles.
I didn't even know we played today.
Yeah.
That's how bad I am at that.
We had a double header yesterday and then against them, and then a game again tonight.
Wow.
Today. And yeah.
Busy.
So we 3-0'd them in that series, which is awesome. But yeah, doing good. It was a good day. And now we're here to talk some Halo.
We are indeed.
What do we have on this episode, Josh?
Coming up on this episode, Will, we have a little football talk, believe it or not. We have roster changes and announcements. The next PlayStation has some information. Halo Infinite BR rumor is just that, a rumor. Xbox commercial confuses Halo fans. We have tournament announcements including Europa Halo's 2019 roadmap. Tournaments are recapped, and we have our weekly topic, which is our introductions to Halo. But before we get into any of that, we're going to talk about what's not in this episode yet. Game of Thrones spoilers. Don't worry, you're safe for now. But Will has a really good idea for a little while. So, Will, I don't know if you want to hint at it yet, or we can keep it silent for now. I'll leave it up to you.
If you're interested in the Game of Thrones side of things, in not this week, not next week, but the episode after, we will have a Thrones segment.
So episode 72.
Yes.
Episode 72. Get excited. I'm personally excited for this. Like, this is going to be hilariously awesome. So stay tuned for that. But again, before we get into any of that, we have a little bit of housekeeping here, aka a little bit of a football talk. Will?
Yes.
The Vikings schedule, well, the whole NFL 2019 schedule got released over this past week, which means our Minnesota Vikings schedule got released as well. So we're going to quickly go through the schedule. I want to hear from you with the lineup that we have, with the people that we've re-signed, that we've signed, that we're maybe going to sign, and with the teams that currently have their lineups. We're going to see if you think we'll win or lose week by week.
Okay.
All right?
Sounds good. First
First and foremost, we are going up against the Atlanta Falcons, and this is at home.
Yeah.
What do you think? Week 1.
Obviously, Julio Jones always a threat.
He
We've
is.
been known for our defense. I say we win this game.
You think Matt Ryan has a chance? He's been like really wishy-washy lately.
Exactly. He's up and down. Fantasy stats are great. Don't get me wrong. But
Yeah.
his ability to win games lately has diminished since they got their asses handed
to him
in the Super Bowl against Tom Brady. So I'm going to say the Vikings win week 1.
I agree with you. Week 1 at home, crowd's going to be roaring, and I bet Matt Ryan can't get shit going. So week 2, real quickly, going up against the Green Bay Packers at Green Bay.
Yep. Lambeau's always a tough place.
Our divisional rivals.
I don't know. New coaching for Rodgers this year. McCarthy's
Very
out.
true. Yep. McCarthy is out.
gosh, I wanna say it's I'm gonna say it's in the Vikings' favor, but
Okay.
that doesn't guarantee that Rodgers isn't gonna pull a rabbit out of his ass. And there's with the new pass interference rules.
Yep.
I can just see it. He throws a Hail Mary end of the game, some weird pass interference call or
call
or replay because they can
Sure.
they can now challenge pass interference this year.
But isn't in the last 2 minutes?
If it's in the last 2 minutes, yes, it has to
Okay.
come from the booth, but the booth could still
True. Yeah.
do something here.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say it's 50-50, but I think we're gonna win.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to agree with you. So a lot of analysts are out there talking about like Kirk Cousins is not that great of a football player. Okay. He's not that great of a quarterback. So last year, yeah. And people thought we were going to win the Super Bowl last year. And I'm like, you guys are high. If you think we're winning the Super Bowl last year with a brand new quarterback coming over, the answer is no. This year, though, do I think we win the Super Bowl? No. But I think we have a much better chance to start winning a lot more games. At Green Bay, like you said, tough. I still think we'll win. I think Kirk Cousins knows our team now, and he's going to have his game plan. I think coaches are going to be all ready to go. Stefanski's the offensive coordinator now, right?
Yep.
I think we'll be okay. Week 3. Oh my God. Raiders at home.
Yeah, we take that.
We dominate that shit.
Raiders have been not doing well since Gruden's come in.
Yep.
Rumor has it that Gruden wants to take a quarterback in the first round because Derek Carr was not his pick, not his guy. He wants his own guy at the helm. So, might be some turmoil this year between Derek Carr and the head coach.
Is Antonio Brown his wide receiving guy? Because they now have him.
Yeah, that might help. But they're still putting the pieces together.
I was gonna say, I think we win that game. Week 4, tough one. Real tough. At the Bears.
I have this as a loss.
Absolute loss. Their defense is too good.
Yep. What the Vikings need to do is game plan against Khalil Mack breaking through the line consistently.
Yep.
Roll Kirk Cousins out.
Don't give Trubisky enough time as well.
Yep. Our defense needs to get pressure on Trubisky. The thing with Trubisky is he can scramble his ass off.
Yes, he can.
You got to account for that. You can't just let guys run wild. You have to keep him contained. Here's what I'll say. Kirk Cousins is this is the process guy. This is what, if this is the route my wide receiver is supposed to run, this is where I'm supposed to throw it. When someone breaks through the line like that and he has to throw it up, that's where his decision-making breaks down.
Yep.
He can't think on the fly. It's ABC. There's no, if I scramble, Thielen can cut to the right and I can throw a sidearm pass around this guy to get to him. This is where Thielen's supposed to be. This is where I'm supposed to throw it.
It's like when you're playing Madden, you hold down the left trigger to pull the camera back and determine where each person's route is.
Mm-hmm.
It's exactly what his play style is.
Yeah, so I feel like that's where Kirk Cousins is flawed. So if you get pressure on Kirk Cousins, you win the game. That's what I'm going to say. Bears definitely have the ability to do that.
Yes. Hopefully this year's different, but I do believe that's a loss. Week 5.
At the Giants.
At the Giants. We win that game.
Yes.
Eli's a disaster.
New York, please draft a quarterback this year. I know Eli's been whining and complaining and he wants to play, but he is on the downslope hard. Get a new quarterback in there, train him up, get him in, get Eli out. He's done. He's washed. Next game.
Eagles at home.
Carson Wentz, where are you going to be? Are you going to hurt yourself again? I think that they're getting rid of Nick Foles.
He's gone. He's already gone.
He gone.
He gone. He out.
It all depends on where Carson Wentz is, I think. They have a great defense as well.
Yep. They have a great offense as well.
They
have a good team. They have a good team.
Very true. I'm going to give...
I don't like them.
That's another coin flip for me where it can go either way.
Yep. Because it is at our home.
Yes.
The crowd is definitely more than likely going to be on our side.
They've had our numbers. I'm going to give it as a loss.
This one's hard. The other weeks go as I intend them to go. I'm going to say we win that game. Again, that's the really 50-50 shot there. At the Lions.
Stafford has given us issues consistently when we are at Detroit.
Okay.
If we lose that Eagles game, I say morale's low, we lose this game.
If we win that Eagles game, I say we win this Lions game.
Okay.
Redskins at home.
Win.
That has to be a win. Who's their quarterback? Who do they have now?
Did they get Smith? Alex Smith?
I thought Smith.
Kansas City, right? But no, they have Mahomes.
Yeah, but I thought, who was the quarterback that got like his ankle completely destroyed? Wasn't that Alex Smith?
Yeah, possibly.
Who the hell is the Redskins quarterback?
No idea.
Okay, we win that game. If we can't even know who their quarterback is, like we're pretty decent at this. If we didn't even know who their quarterback is, yeah, they're okay. At the Chiefs.
Loss.
Has to be a loss.
Mahomes can scramble his ass off. They can play on the fly.
And they still have, I think, all of their star players.
They have a pretty strong core. Yep.
Yeah. At the Cowboys, week 10.
Loss.
That's tough. It's, you know what? I agree. I definitely
They
agree.
have a strong enough rushing attack with Zeke that they're going to throw our defense off balance and they're going to get a win there.
And they're at like their home. That's tough. I agree. That's a loss. Broncos at home.
That should be a win for us. I would love to see Case Keenum kick our ass.
Is he still their quarterback though?
I don't know.
Okay. I don't think he is anymore. I think he got traded.
Okay, I haven't been paying attention to the offseason. I've been more on hockey lately, but...
Okay, because Ryan Tannehill is no longer the quarterback of the Dolphins.
Oh, sure. So maybe there's been some movement.
I believe... I don't know if Case Keenum went there, but I believe Case Keenum is no longer the quarterback of the Broncos.
Wait, but yeah, I say that's a win for the Vikings.
Yes, I do too. They say that they're still one of the best defenses in the league. I've yet to see it based off last year's record. So yeah, I think we win. Week 12's a bye. So coming off of a bye, this is tough. Coming off of a bye, week 13 in Seattle to face against the Seahawks.
We always play Seattle in Seattle. It's never at home. The last time we played them at home, Blair Walsh shanked a field goal far left, and I left the stadium with my head hung very low.
He did Blair Walsh that kick.
I say we lose this.
I say we do too. Russell Wilson signed a brand new contract with them, brand new extension. I mean, he's the highest paid player in the NFL.
Here's the thing with contracts, though. Sometimes guys work really hard to get that new contract,
and then they fizzle out.
Once they sign it, I don't have to work as hard. I don't have to push for that extra money because it's in my contract.
I don't think Russell's that person.
I don't either.
Right?
I wish he was our quarterback.
You know, I think a lot of people wish that he was our quarterback, but at the same time, we got to trust our guy. We got to trust the process as we can. But at Seattle, that's tough. They're one of the better teams in the league. They're usually always in the playoffs.
Their stadium's very loud.
Yep, the Legion of Boom. So yeah, I'll say that's a loss.
Okay.
It's definitely at home.
Detroit Lions at home, I'm going to say is a win.
Win.
Here's a tough one. The Chargers. They've been resurging as of late. They got their new powder blue uniforms.
Do they? No, I didn't even see their new uniforms.
Yep, they're getting redressed.
Ooh,
so
fancy dancy.
It's in L.A.
I think we lose.
I think who's a rambunctious guy on our team? I guess no one really.
Who's a rambunctious guy on our team?
Like who's gonna go out and party in L.A. and then to show up hungover on Sunday? That's what I was thinking.
Oh shit, that's a really good question. I have no idea.
Yeah. What is that? That's.
Week 15, we're getting towards the end there, mid-December. The better teams start showing up.
I'm going to say that's a loss.
I think so too. Definitely think it's a loss. Are you keeping tally?
From what I've said, yes.
Okay, so not from what I've said. Awesome. Week 16, the day before Christmas Eve, Packers at home.
Again, a coin flip, but so the Packers are going to be more established now. They've had almost a full season.
Yep.
With the new coach, the new system.
Yep. What's to say it didn't work out?
Right. It's at home. I want that to be a win. I think that's a win.
I say we win as well. Week 7. Oh, Jesus. All right. This is the last regular season game. Week 17, end of December. Bears at home. We faced off against them at their place.
I think this is going to be for the division. If we have the record we have going into the last game against the Bears, I think it's going to be for the division.
Because it came to that last year too, didn't it? If we would have beat the Bears, we would have been in the playoffs.
We would have been in the playoffs, not won the division.
Right, but I'm just saying, like, if we would have won, then we would have been in the playoffs. And,
as a wild card, yep.
And we would have faced off against the Bears that next week.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's just, I remember that. It was a weird thing.
Gosh, I honestly think it's going to be a loss.
Their defense is really good.
It's another coin flip.
Really
so, good. I have a few games that I'm going back and forth on, but
if the crowd is loud enough, I think we can win that game.
We could win. Okay.
But that defense surpassed the Broncos as the top defense in the league for me.
And hopefully that, the Vikings can kind of figure out what to do against them after they see them again earlier in the year.
Yep.
Granted, they could say the same thing about us. So yeah, I could give that as a win or a loss. So either way, we're at 9-7 or 8-8 for me. You would have had them. You had an extra win than I did.
Sure.
So you would have been at 10-6 or 9-7, depending on the Bears game.
Yep.
So nothing outstanding.
I think we have a fairly difficult schedule.
And it really depends. I mean, Kirk Cousins, like I said, Kirk Cousins works from that progression.
Right.
He doesn't vary very much.
Yep.
If our offensive line can do a good enough job and hold up and give him time to throw, I think he could be very dangerous.
Yes.
But I feel like with the wide receiving core we have, we need like a Russell Wilson type that can scramble and do things on the fly.
Right.
It opens up so much more for a team. And
because if you think about it, the teams that have the pocket passers, right? The teams that have the ones that sit in the pocket. You have New England Patriots who have a strong O-line to protect Brady. Phillip Rivers has a decent O-line as well.
Here's what I'll say though. You put Brady in the NFC versus the AFC, I think they're not a number one seed every year.
No, the teams that they face off against every year are shit.
And when they show up for playoffs, obviously, but I think if they're in the NFC, it's a lot harder road for the Patriots every year.
Yeah.
And maybe Brady would get picked apart and they could figure out.
They play the Jets, the Bills, and another team twice a year.
Yep.
Like, just plainly put, the Jets and the Bills are not great. I mean, we got slaughtered by the Bills last year for God knows what reason, but no, seriously.
That was a panic game, but anyway.
The game was terrible.
Yeah. Minnesota Vikings, I'd say about,
we're a little bit better than the 500 club.
Yep. I'm saying we're going to be anywhere from that 8-8 to 9-7. I don't think we go above 9 wins.
And so I'm saying we're around 9-7 or 10-6. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's classic Vikings to choke though. Like at least one game a year, like something just goes terribly wrong, like the Bills game.
Yep. And that set the precedent for the rest of the year, basically, too.
I think it did. I think guys were a little on edge, a little shook from that, so to say.
Absolutely.
So, all right.
So that does it for a little bit of football talk. For anybody who else is a football fan, hopefully your team does well as well, unless they're facing off against us, in which case, fuck your team. Will, without further ado, what do we normally start the show off with? Roster Media!
So, as always, as usual, what we've been doing for a few weeks, we'll go through the DreamHack Dallas free agent list. Looks like a couple new names at the end of this, so let's get into it. The free agent list is as follows. The OG Killer, Jay Weezy, Gohan, Coco the Janitor, Galloping Elk is a coach, Easy, Exile, Sterling, Crewman, Assertive, Deadeye, Hypo, Protein, Slurshot, Poseidon's BR, Cool Ranch Senpai, Joy Slays, Quicksilver, Bulkasaur, Exocide 07, Venom, Adane, Elviscata Co., Gunstrafe, Chronology, Senshi, Most Dope, Hosty Shots, Kaiul, Stinger, Insom, Nifty, Saber, The Beer Belly, Gazerk, and Talent. On to the team list. We have RCN Display and World Famous. Looking for 2 more. Flamehead, Toxic, Engage, looking for 1 more. Takedown, I Always Slay, and Daffy looking for 1 more. Tosh and Berserk looking for 2 more. Eon and Shreds looking for 2 more. Hilly and CE and Catastrophe looking for 2 more. Drizzy and Uday looking for 2 more. The Neutralizers, Schooliage, and Pawsey looking for 1 more. Zyto and Honorless Gaming looking for 2 more. Icon and Jesse Sale looking for 2 more. The Real, Vital, Obnoxious, and Combonified looking for 1 more. That's it for DreamHack. Let's move on to some other teams we found throughout the Halo verse this week. We have the Mason Minotaurs, which includes Swift Kill, Realize, Stormy, and Rami. We have Infinite, which is Falcated, Boobadooboo, Tusk, and Shotzi. From the Female Pro League, we have a free agent and partial team list by Veronica. And there's a Twitter post that says, going to try this one more time, ladies. Find your teams and sign up. Let's support the tourney. DM at OHAC to be on the free agent or partial team list. Sign up on the ISO site. All players need accounts and register your team on their site. Links will be included in the tweet of the link that will be included in our Google Doc.
Of the show notes of the show.
There you go. So we did find another team caffeinated here, and this is Revdos. Revdos? Kind of like, it looks like almost like Meadows, but Revdos.
I have no idea.
Other members include Synthaquill, Savage Giggles, and Devious Kitten. All right, moving on to Halo Draft League rosters as of Thursday, April 18th. Josh, I can't read that.
I was thinking you could just like hold control on your keyboard and then scroll in with your mouse. I
could try that, I suppose.
Yeah.
Let's
Sorry, I know it's bad. I'm just like, I'm not gonna sit there and type out every goddamn name that is sitting on that fucking picture. Instead, I'm gonna take the picture, I'm gonna post it in the Google Doc, and you can learn on a goddamn Zoom.
Here we go. Pillar of Autumn, Team Reflection, Equalize, Pyretic, Avencia, Joy Slays, and Costa Clan. We have SV program coaches, Jolly Josh Volunteer, Yu-Gi-Oh! Tools, Brooks, and Strawley. Spellbound includes Nikolai, Collapse, Benji, Mopsai, and Nader Hater. And Bronze Boys is Church, Splattered, Boards, I Am Tooth, and I'm going to just call him Q. We have Shooketh Squad, Palshi, Savage Cat, Mrs. Heartbreak, Barricode Soma. This is still hard to read zoomed. And Vulcan. God. We then have Velociraptors, which is Manatee, Mocket Outcast, Jesus, Fave Speed, and Spa. Addy Estates include Sev, Colex, Laser Me Tort, Pro Shot, and Chabot. Then we have Lucent, which is Zoplin, One Hit, Silowinic, I don't know, Bunny Waddles, and A Strange Owl. Coming from the Spirit of Fire Division, we have Team Tall, which is Next Scion, Numbers, Rewinds, Crew, and Siege. Team Heavy, Bud Light Rifle, Pharaoh 2 Clutch, Fireboy, Clip, and Assault. Wasted Potential includes Turks, Holic, Swish, Psychedelic, and Lesh. And Manipulative Smurfs, Crewman, Blaines, Willman, Defiled, Zycane. We have Team FTP, Too Sick, Map to Clutch, Bastion, Exodus, and LD50. We have Team Your Bye Week, which is Barbie Boy, Gold Star BR, Guitar Hero Dude, Condor, and Fear the Beard. Team 15, they must not came up with a name. We have Flurry, Vemzy, Financial, Joker, and Why Not. And Scars Esports, Fluriously, Blaine, Dr. Biscuit, Kappa, The Kid Fox, and Riot.
I didn't know that Bastion had like 5 names.
It was a progression of thought, and I finally got there. Moving on to the Challenger League, we have Scarecrow Boat, which is Nathan Bacon, Taze, Tika, Groom, and PHX Pride. We have Team Misfits, Closer Spore, Prius Lasers, Dane, Hayes, Zapper, Anomaly. From TLC Gaming, we have Mesmerize, Blues Clues, or Coos, sorry, there's no L in there. Takedown, Neuroscan, and George's Woke. Team 4, Nade Strafe, Boca, the BX Kid, Fluxy, Elite Vortex, and Savior. Team 5 is Role Model, Unditanza, Sweaty Rookie, Clarifies, Mark Owns Your Face, Pinecone Forest. Josh's favorite team, Bed Bath & Beyonce, Seizure, yes. Cardinal Sin, Her Side Guy's back, Sushi, and Huge Box Turtle. They're missing one.
Hey, shout out to Beyonce. She just dropped a live album from Coachella.
Team
really
7,
good.
Justice, Megazyme, Limits, Sir Munch, Ace, not the Ace you're thinking of, and LP Killjoy. From Team Reborn, it's Bobetta Feta, Lava, Blue House, Very December, Nerdsy, Hero Walrus, Ace. There's some letters in front of your name and after your name. I just don't want to try to mash them together because I'll mess it up. We have Team The Flight, which is Blues Who's, The Abstract Kid, Cryogenic, Mitch FPS, D-Man, and Mids Are Tight. And last but not least, we have Snowball and Turtles. This is Nautilus, Paladin, Sad Boy Search, Prince Saiyan, Quick Shot, and Legend.
Look at you. I like how they came to one that... like you came to one that had letters in front and behind, and they're like, I'm not going to do it. Just move on. That's so awesome.
We also have some Halo Draft League free agents. And here we go. We have Classica, Arafa Senpai, Aurora Jorialis, Baumer, Baker, Big Bro, Brisket, Button Mash Doug, Chaotic Kyle, Connard, Creedy SOB, Ender, Ghost, GT Reaps, Holly Swag Rep, Yuki, Deadlie, Adamant, Player 3, Iron Radar,
There it is.
Trip Shots, It's Aries, It's Exalt, Candid, Can Patch Me, Kia, Cogsta, Kabuzz, Lance Maverick, Legacy Wolf, Loco HCS, Composure, Mousy, Mr. Snow, Night Clerk, Adfire, Pestified, Plowboy, Bebop,
Great name.
Plumbus, Poseidon's BR, Pseudo-Nomadic, Pwn Trigsy. I think I had an issue with that name last week. Pseudo-Nomadic. I got it now. Rayton, Ream Seamer, Revenants, Rubber Ducky, Sean for Japan, Shane is Unique, Shot Aces, Shepherd, Sneaky Doe, Striker, That Mooku, The Darth Honor, The Saz, T-Man, Eventacall, Will A, Wizard, Dude, and Yarrow Snowcone.
Before you move on, there's just one thing I'm going to say.
Okay.
I would not be surprised if a certain individual gets dropped from their team. For those who have listened to episodes past, you know exactly who I'm talking about. No, I'm not going to say who that person is. Will, keep going.
Okay. Oh, I got to zoom in on this one too. We have the UGC DreamHack Qualifier number 2 rosters. And let's start it off. Tox Gaming is, of course, includes Snakebite, Lethal, Royal 2, and APG. We have Infinite, Falcated, Shotzi, Booby-Doobu, and Tusk. We have Endgame, Blaze, Zerko, Wenzor, and Sabinator, however you want to say it. We have GMS number 1. This is Gabriel, Eco, Goofy, and Fear. Denial, Straight Sick, Aries, Demon D, and Sheely. I always mess up your name, I'm sorry. No Sympathy is Kyle, Hunter, Ryan Noob, and Prototype. We have Side Effect, Manipulator, Alamite, Eli Elite, and Gunfire. We have Team Elevate. I'm slowing down. This is Trippy, Penguin, Ace, and Neighbor. 100 Thieves includes Omega, Deputy Goober, Juan, and Filthy G.
Before you continue, no, 100 Thieves is not an actual organization.
They just stole the
in
name.
Halo. Correct.
Burger Town is NYC, Munoz, Tarzan, and Guntype. We have Demigods, Warrior Demigod, iPadawin, Bob's Ambition, and Ravage. Mass Kids includes Legend, Rooney, Dempsey, and Six Story, Reciprocity, Lunchbox, Snipe Down, Roy, and I Got Your Pistola. Sherberts, A Galaxy, Exemplified, Shame, and Jazero. We have Team Syndicate, Paradigm, Rob the Turtle, Sorel, and its name. You gotta jump off with that, man. Includes Blitzkrieg, Phoenix 22, Tyranitar,
Yes.
and Dubs Kid. We have Fourth Line Plugs, Snowman, known as Phenom, Sio, and Incessant. We have Team Aggro, Rippin' Jesus, Ja, Senshi Renzo, and Young Serve. Next we have Nightmares, which is Ragnarok, Regulata, Arrow, sorry. Woo! We have Aerotality,
Took the breath right out of him.
Perry Pizza. Next team is Full Send. This is Realize, Rammy, Stormy, and Swift Kill. We have Guardians Gaming, which includes Queen, Common, Black Halo God, and Jax the Goat. We have Last Minute Squad, which is I Chase, Electrify, God Flow and Swiper. No swiping. We have Last Life GG. This is Crazy, Aurora, Lifestyle, and Milkman. Lux Gaming, Gilky, Rain, Cloud, and Best Man. We have Mean Machines, which is Ebby, Jobs, Blitz, and Fatality. We have Infinite Academy, which is Hypotonic, Corruption, Glocksmith, and Chaos. Team Old Men, Piles, Thuggish Killer, Arcanum, and Scarvane. We have Pretty on Prom Night, which is Wikachu, Trevor, Wagon Halls, Voxy, and Posey. We have Rated R Esports, Clowny, Just Improve, Brandon, and Paladinicious. I said that wrong.
Pandalicious.
Pandalicious. Yeah. Next team, same time next week. Invincible, Shady McGrady, Unknown Titan and Premier, Subjection Esports, Vulcan, King Starling, Nemesis, and Pope Bum. We have Team TBD, Fluximus, Jimbo, Respectful, and Riots. Team Active Rush, In Fury, Swell, Ice Vein, and Braveheart. We have Average Modems, Sea King, Chabong, Shiny Lil Apple, and Arky Heart. Moving on, Team Bam, Scary, Rowan, Judge Judah, and KC Wave. We have Catastrophe, which includes Septify, Arctic, Renegade, and Neptune. Team Crux, Royal Blood Live, BR Shots, Toy Soldier, and SWAT Fanatic. We have Dirty Mike and Du Bois, Rengar, Cascade, Cole Kane, and Juicy Fruit. Duo +1 plus ? Obnoxious, The Real Vital, Combonified, and Mission Hockey. We have I Lost My Org, Shinedown, Pikachu Pot Pie, Chic, and B. Cole. Last Supper included Saintly, Russo, Gunstrafe, and Most Dope. We have Mazer Gaming, Snaky, Haulers, Flames, and Sin. Modafinal team, Little Avian, Milk, The Mainslayer, and Someone. That's actually his game tag is Someone. Nasty with Rifles included Ultimega, Woog, Too Sick, and Supple. We have Nostalgia, which is Lack, Metal Gyarados, Volcom Stone, and Nostalgic Sniper. Team Olympus, Arm, Spades, Entity OG, and Kane. We have Team Pew Pew Pew. Pew, pew, pew.
I was hoping you were going to do the soundbite for it.
Lecleary, Joey Clutch, Wolf, and Divinidos. Redefining Fear is Paintballa, Matt Noss, Kodaman, and Bandemonium. We have Ruthless Gaming, which is I'm the Best, Nico Paris, The Sonic Boom, and MLG Mad Mike. Next, we have Senpai Esports, Flash, Tosh, Berserk, and Crush All. We have Silent Grind, which is Takedown, Ultra Stinct, Straight Aim, and Stratos. We then have Simplicity, which is Wily Coyote, Coolidge, The Neutralizer, and Pawsey. Streetlights included, I'm going to say Slinky, Scuds, APMH, and Squall. We have Shady Halo Kids, Murcog, Element, Reese Dig, and Garcia Plays. And then Unkind Ingy Sports also included Murcog, which is very weird to see. Frywood, Pixelize, and Petores. And then Very High Society, ABC Derek, Display, Zypok, and Kazug. Whew!
You did it!
Whew!
You get 2 woos in there. Can you get one more?
Whew!
There it is. Beautiful. Love it. And, Will, guess what?
There's more. Was that it? Is that what you were going for? What were you?
No, but I like that way better. Keep going.
All right. Commonly takes a step back from competing by, you guessed it, commonly over on Twitter. He tweeted, taking a hiatus from competing for the time being. Been living out my dream for the past 3.5 years, but it's time to find some new dreams. Much love to everyone.
Love you commonly. Good luck with your future endeavors.
Demon D also took to Twitter to say he was taking a step back. He states, free agent for Dallas or most likely won't go. Not too happy with my options after South by Southwest and G4G. Had a possible great opportunity after the events, but chose to stay A2 cuz? What? Does that make sense, Josh?
Nope. Keep going.
okay, let me go back. After the event, chose to stay because that's what was talked about. Jesse left, which is whatever. Shit happens. I'm not mad. I had something that I was also confident in, but that unfortunately fell through.
Jesse is in Boo Boo Doo Boo.
Yep. Who knows, though? Maybe there will be something viable that I feel happy about going with. Also, didn't feel comfortable at all playing under Lux because of some bullshit that was taking place that I have too much integrity for and am way too skilled to put up with, especially for a 50K tournament. Sounds like he's kind of taking a shot there. I'm also kind of happy I'm getting separated from the teammates that I've had. I'd be lying if I said I've been happy on this team, because truth is I haven't for a while, and recently I've become even more unhappier after some of the things that were brought to my attention. Also, I felt like I've been doing more heavy lifting than I should, and I'm still coming up short, and that hurts me more than people know. I'd rather take my chances, enjoy my summer, and wait for something to open up after Dallas if I don't find a viable option that makes me happy. I'll most likely be playing every online cup and streaming it just to stay in Halo shape. So if anyone ever needs a sub or something, hit me up. Also, if this somehow forces me into retirement and people are that blind to skill and close-minded to actually get to know me, I'm okay walking away. It just means I've made a good decision. It probably was never going to work out. I love Halo, but can be happy without it if it isn't meant to be. There were some smiley faces and stuff in there, but so he's kind of...
I want to know what the fuck happened.
With Lux?
Yep. I really do.
So, So from
he says in there that Jesse left.
So Boo Boo Doo Boo left. That's what it's saying.
Yep.
That's what he says.
Right.
And then some stuff happened with Lux that basically fell out.
Yep.
Lux put out that statement saying they were building around Gilkey.
Yep.
And the cloud is still there.
Yep. Which is weird.
Maybe that was, not everyone gets along in the Halo.
Very true.
Teammates can clash, different personalities. Yep. Kind of sounds like Demon D said he was pulling most of the weight for this team.
Right. And that maybe he was just blowing off steam.
Yeah.
Like we can take it, like we can only take it for what's listed there. We can take his word. So, like I said, I want to know what the fuck happened. Like, not to stir the pot or anything like that, but just to be like, do you mind elaborating on that a little bit further? What the fuck? What?
Yeah, it's a little... this is one of those things where, he kind of burnt a bridge with Lux, and maybe it was already burnt. But,
sure.
The fact that he came out and said, hey, I was pulling my weight, there was some shady stuff going on.
Yeah, he called him out.
He called him out on it, and sometimes that needs to happen, but realistically, you kind of burnt a bridge.
Yep.
So, it's tough.
But in the words of HCS Pro Talk, we'll have to wait and see.
This tweet also could have been a lot better. Could have been a lot worse.
I see what you did there, Will. Will, before we move on with the show,
some breaking news.
Kinda. So, going back to football talk just for a hot minute.
Oh, boy.
Just for a hot minute.
What do you got?
So, the Miami Dolphins quarterback is now Ryan Fitzpatrick. They are not winning a game. Next up...
He's got the potential.
Oh, come on. People were calling him Fitzmagic because, the Bucks won a couple games? Come on.
They won
what did he fucking do? And then he went back to what he normally does and he loses.
He lost, okay, but how do you expect him to ever get in a rhythm if you pull him after he loses a game? He won a few.
Him to win a Super Bowl.
He won a few.
Yep.
While Winston was out.
Yep.
He lost one or two. Obviously, they went back to their number one quarterback when he came back, so he was pulled. Later in the year, after Winston started going downhill, they put him back in, and he won. I think he has the potential if someone's willing to stick with him.
Well, maybe the Dolphins are going to be that team then.
Where's Case Keenum? That's my question.
Oh, that's a great answer, too, because... Hold on. I had it up. Before we get to that, we have to tell who the Broncos quarterback is. None other than Joe Flacco.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Yes, he was traded.
Okay. I think Joe's got a little left in him.
And if they can build a solid O-line to protect him and that defense is what they're supposed to be, then...
who does he have catching for him? And Demaryius Thomas? I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to wait and see.
We will have to wait and see. And then the best part is that the Washington Redskins quarterback,
Case Keenum?
it is being fought for by Case Keenum and another individual, Colt McCoy.
Ooh.
Yes, it is currently, they're both fighting for the first position.
I'm rooting for Keenum. I'm a Keenum fan.
But
I like the guy. I like what he can do. I think he has... Look what he did with us. He took us to 13-3.
The problem is they might draft somebody else anyway.
That's true. That is very true.
Kyler Murray is number 1 on the spot, but people think he's going to go with the Cardinals. So,
right.
And Josh Rosen might go bye-bye.
What if the Broncos trade for Rosen?
I mean, hey, I think Rosen has
potential. Not Broncos, but Redskins, yeah.
I think Rosen has potential. I do.
I think they
need to give him a full shot.
Can dive back more into football. I think he needs like kind of what Aaron Rodgers had or what Jimmy Garoppolo had. Just time behind a great quarterback to learn the mindset, learn what needs to be done.
Yep.
And then Josh Rosen can take off from there. Moving on. Let's done with football for the night.
Yes.
What do we got?
I just wanted to get those out of the way, but it's time for COD and other games. Watch. Will does the hand gestures with me now, and I appreciate it very much. So
it's just so fun.
It is. It gets you into it. You know, it gets you fucking amped. So while we don't have any Call of Duty and other games information, we do have another game system information because, as you all know, or hopefully you know, yes, believe it or not, Halo is not on the PlayStation. Who knew? But there was an article that came out from Wired that it was an interview with Mark Cerny, who was the architectural developer, if I'm not mistaken, of the PlayStation 4. So it was an interview with him, and they talked about what the next generation PlayStation is going to look like. So please go ahead, check out the article. We're not going to read it here. It's long, but it's great. Read it. But there's a Cliff Notes version from Shinobi602 on Twitter, who kind of tweets out a lot of this type of stuff. It's great. Shout out to you, Shinobi. Here is what the next PlayStation is supposed to include. The CPU is going to be an 8-core AMD Ryzen based on a 7nm process, Zen 2. So the Zen 2 architecture, so the next generation of Ryzen. And if you guys don't know, game consoles typically stay on the AMD side of things, so The GPU is going to be a Radeon Navi based. So Radeon, again, AMD, it doesn't surprise me whatsoever. It shouldn't surprise anybody else either. It's supposedly going to have ray tracing support. So ray tracing, NVIDIA technology right now, very, very GPU heavy. And like you lose a lot of frames by putting ray tracing on if you have a compatible RTX card. But we'll see if maybe because these are supposedly going to come out in 2020. The next gen consoles are. So it wouldn't surprise me if they do come out in 2020. And we'll have to see if ray tracing is a little bit more optimized, I guess you could say.
I mean, they're going to have to, with the way the market's going, they're going to have to hit 60 frames.
I agree. And the other funny thing is that we could speculate all day. Okay, this is just from this one article. But it's going to support 8K resolution. Now, don't fucking jump to conclusions here. It's not going to support 8K gaming resolutions. It's going to potentially support 8K video resolution when you're streaming, watching a Blu-ray, but like 4K Blu-rays are out. I don't even know if Blu-ray can support 8K yet. Like, it's going to be so long until this becomes...
And 8K TVs are so rare.
Right, and they're so far out from being mainstream. Like, this is just, I don't know why, it's a bullet point. It's a fucking bullet point.
It pretty much is, yep.
Backwards compatible with PS4 at least.
Thank God.
Yes, I agree. It means I won't be purchasing a PlayStation 4 Pro now, even though my PS4 sounds like a jet engine. And I repurchased Red Dead Redemption 2 on the Xbox One because my PS4 sounds like a jet engine.
I'm waiting for the day that your PS4 lifts up off the desk and just goes out the window
just
and on to the next adventure.
Hopefully into the fucking trash. Next up, it's going to support physical media. So one of the big sticking points of the Xbox One when it was first announced was that it was potentially going to be an emphasis on digital only. It got a lot of backlash, and we're going to be talking about the digital only Xbox One really shortly. But the big thing here is that they want to get it out there ahead of time, being like, no, this is not going to be digital only. It's going to support physical media for those who like that. You don't have to worry about it. And then it's going to have an SSD, and an example of the load times was from Spider-Man, and fast travel load reduction was from 15 seconds to 0.8 seconds with the SSD included. So that is awesome.
They'll actually feel like fast travel.
Wow. I did not even fucking think of that joke. Good job. You win. Yep, you keep that cheesy ass smile on your face. That does it for COD and other games. Watch. Will.
Mm-hmm.
It's time for Will's Adventures Within the Haloverse and other games too. What'd you play?
All right, yeah. Played some PUBG. I'll let you know my PUBG experience. It was short this week. I logged on, got in a squad with some friends, died right away. They continued on. Game 2, guy dropped off early. We continued on, died. Guys got picked off. Oh, that was actually the game. We all died. So there was a guy just laying in the grass. No one could find him, and he mowed us all down. One guy, fucking great. All right, third game. We drop into I think, what is it? Sanok is the fast map. Couple guys die right away. I'm going off, trying to continue with one of my other teammates. I die again to someone just sitting somewhere behind a tree, not moving. And I said, see you guys, I'm done, and logged off. Because it was just BS all night. I played some Division 2, did one side mission, got bored being by myself, and logged off.
I was about to say, you didn't play with me, but I didn't play either, so.
Yeah. So, yep. Then Saturday rolled around.
Yes.
Went out and bought myself a Switch.
Texted me asking if you wanted to get some Taco Bell.
Yep. Bought a Nintendo Switch. Went and got Taco Bell with Josh. So I played Breath of the Wild. It's very time consuming to do each thing. A lot of traveling. I don't have the glider yet. So.
Oh, you're still on the main tutorial island then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Once you get that, things pick up. But yeah, there's a lot to do. There's a lot in the game.
So there's a point where it gets cold.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And I'm stuck because my autosave saved me in the cold where I'm almost already dead. And I gotta try to run out of the cold every time to get back to the fire.
Make some hot food. Did you know you can cook in that game?
I know. I need to figure some shit out, Josh. And then, so yeah, I'm working my way through that. And then I also got Smash Bros. So yeah, I'm excited. I've unlocked one character, the Inkling, and that's all. That's as far as I've gotten.
So what we're gonna do is, and I did not tell Will this, but I'm telling you now. We're gonna include our friend codes in the, we'll say, plug section of the show. So if you guys want to add us on Nintendo Switch, because we both have Smash, we'll get that going.
Okay. I actually don't have online yet. I haven't signed up for it, but I need to get on that.
Yes, you do. And if you have Twitch Prime, you can get a free year of Nintendo Switch Online. This episode is not brought to you by Twitch Prime.
All right. And then I played some Halo 5 this morning. Jumped into a quick play game to warm up. Felt really good about my shot. Jumped into a ranked Slayer game.
Did you still feel good about your shot?
I felt good about my shot.
Uh-oh.
Let me just, we're going through the game, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? It was really close. It ended 47 to, 50. But when the aftermatch report came out, and, I'm a plat 5 now. I had another plat on my team, a gold 1 and a gold 2 against a diamond 5, a diamond 2, a plat 6, and a plat 3. We held our own, and I was very surprised about it, 40 something but it pissed me off seeing that wide range of ranks from a gold 1 to a diamond 5 in a match, right? That shouldn't happen. And it does because the population's low, but it frustrated me, and I'm like, I'm done. Moved on, went on about my day. So yeah, those are the games I played this week. I tried to get a little bit of Halo. I need to start playing Halo at the same time our Discord members are playing Halo, because there's people looking for groups in there, but it's just times aren't matching up. hopefully I can get a session in soon. Josh, what did you play?
Will, I played a couple games. First and foremost, I played some Final Fantasy XIV. I'm still playing it. It's still a fun time. Then I played one match of Overwatch, and I tried the new Baptiste, the new healer/shooter dude, and I did not do well. So I switched about a quarter way through the match to Soldier 76, and I got a 14 kill streak.
Oh, damn.
Yep, felt great. So, and I also purchased the, I'm getting a little bit more into Overwatch League, just a little bit. Like when I just want to watch something on Twitch to have on in the background when I'm not watching Summit do some GTA RP or Vitoed playing some Halo, whatever it may be.
Great point.
I'll put Overwatch League on in the background. So I bought their all access pass for 2019 for $15, and now I just feel a little bit more invested.
Sure.
That's all.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a good time. And then I also played Halo 5 for the community playdate.
Yeah. About that, I forgot that you moved the day to Friday. So
I kind of did too.
I was at a bonfire and Josh was like, "Oh, who's ready for the community playdate?" And I'm like, "I've had a couple drinks. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not making it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
okay,
guys."
It is quite all right. So yes, now that you know, I'll just give everyone else a heads up. Community playdates are not on Saturdays any longer. They are on Friday nights from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. when I am there. And then if anybody else wants to continue it after 10 p.m., I'll just switch over party leader and you guys can keep playing. But yeah, we played Warzone. So it's been 2 years at least since I played Warzone last. I threw it out there. I threw the question out there. Does anybody want to play? Kind of interested. And everyone was like, yeah, fuck it. Why not? Search in particular said he had never played a game of Warzone ever in Halo 5. So I believe Scud said we were going to pop his Warzone cherry, which we did. And let me just say this. So I went back and looked at our game history. Okay? And so Search wasn't able to join until an hour into the playdate. Okay, so we played a couple matches without him and whatnot, and we kind of got our asses handed to us, but that's besides the point. It was when he came into the game that things started changing. So we played 3 Warzone matches when Search joined. We won all 3. First one, 1,000 to 805. Okay, we kind of ran away with that one a little bit. The second one, 1,000 to 977.
Whew.
We came back towards the end of that game, and it was unbelievable. But the third one, the third game. To put things into reference here, we were getting shit on for 75% of the game. It wasn't until the last quarter of the game where we started getting vehicles out, we took the middle base, and we spawn trapped them for the rest of the game to us winning 1,000 to 998. 1,000 to 998.
Hot damn.
It was a crazy game. So Search, I don't think you could have had a much better experience for your first time playing Warzone than 2 of the sweatiest goddamn matches I've ever experienced.
That's crazy.
In Halo 5 alone, not just Warzone, but that was insane. But yeah, that's what I played over the week.
All right.
Should we get into some news?
Yes, sir.
Let's do it up. First and foremost, oh my god, Halo Infinite is actually going to have a BR mode. It's not. I'm kidding. That's a joke. So there was an article posted by Tyler Fisher over at Comic Book Now. You can read the article if you want to, but take it as a grain of salt because there was a response from Frank O'Connor, and I'm going to read this response word for word to kind of put some rumors to bed. So here's what Frank stated, and I quote, "We will not talk about the launch content of Halo Infinite until we're ready. I haven't watched the video, so if I'm misinterpreting the headline as Halo Infinite is launching with or as a Halo Battle Royale mode, that is still not the case. You can probably make your own Battle Royale mode in Forge, even right now though. It's a mode, not a genre. And all the variants out there now are, in my opinion, quite radically different from my perspective. Apex versus Fortnite is chalk and cheese, one on building and budgeting. Like CTF, BTB, Super Fiesta, for example, contains a lot of the shenanigans and emergent fun of that kind of large experience, but big sandbox modes are not Battle Royale any more than Oddball is CTF. The launch modes for multiplayer are not 100% defined and are subject to change till quite late in the process, but Battle Rifle will still be there. So you can have BR. But are we interested in big social modes with Lords of Organic shenanigans? Yes. Specifically a blimp full of survivors heading to an island after a metaphorical lecture from Beat Takashi? No. We are not doing this as of now, and no plans to. But Battle Royale could be made for any of the Halo games in MCC or 5 with some content and scripting additions because it is a mode. It would have its limits based on game engine. I'm pointing that out to be clear that it's one of the ways we think about gameplay possibilities rather than a single direction for a title. So, there you go. Right now, Battle Royale is not going to be an infinite. Plain and simple. Will pointed out something very particular, though, within Frank O'Connor's response. The word launch was used a lot. So, Will, you were saying in our conversation at Taco Bell that, because that's where we have a lot of our conversations. Go ahead. I'll let you say what you were saying.
No, just that it's, he did say at launch a lot. So it could be something that they add later. I could also see them doing something that's not quite a battle royale, like your standard battle royale, what everyone expects, drop in from above, find loot. They could do something to the effect, but maybe not exactly a battle royale. Who knows what they're working on?
Who knows? HCS Pro Talk. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, that's... As of right now, it is not a thing. As of right now, it's not going to be a thing. It could be a thing way later.
Then, yeah, I feel like a lot of people will say, oh, it's too late at that point, and maybe it will be.
Right.
And maybe it's really just not something that's on the table. Maybe they have their own idea.
Right. Now, so Frank O'Connor specifically states in there that it is a mode, not a genre. So, I'm going to counterpoint that because in our conversation at Taco Bell, we've had multiple instances of Battle Royale only games completely flopping upon release. Just straight up. You had The Culling 2, which I believe was a Battle Royale game, which people thought wasn't going to be a Battle Royale game, and then it was, and then people were upset, and then the developer said, sorry, we're going to fix that. Then you had, Ring of Elysium, which had a pretty strong showing at first, but do you know anybody else that plays that game anymore?
Nope.
No, me either. You have games that are currently in development that are strictly Battle Royale that I've played betas and alphas for that I just don't think are going to survive. Like, yeah, they do a couple cool things, but I just don't think they'll survive. Do you know anybody that still plays, what is it that fucking, the one with the cyanide and happiness, Rapture?
Oh, yep.
Yeah, do you know anybody that plays that game?
No.
Me either. There's so many, I think it's a genre. I think Battle Royale now at this point is a genre.
Sure.
I do. When you have games that are coming out and it's only that's a genre. That's not just a mode anymore. So...
Well, you do see it added as a mode, like
Correct.
Paladin's Realm Royale. Technically, Fortnite, it's a mode.
You do.
Save the World is the actual game. Battle Royale is the mode.
But here's the thing. Do you download Fortnite or do you download Fortnite Battle Royale?
You download Fortnite. The Save the World option's there. You just got to pay to unlock it.
Okay.
Battle Royale's free.
Do you download Paladins or do you download Realm Royale?
Right. You go for the Realm Royale.
Okay, that's the thing. They're separate things.
Right.
Therefore, yes, it is a mode. It was made, I think it started as a mode, but now when you have games that are just coming out, I think it's a genre now. I do. I wholeheartedly think it's a genre now. But at the same time, you could say, oh, but they're like third-person shooters. They are. Yeah. But I also think like the subgenre would be Battle Royale.
I want to know what people think about this. I had an idea. I think I said this kind of like Division did the survival mode in their first game.
Yes.
What would what would a Halo survival mode? Maybe you crash, your armor's broken, you need to find supplies to survive and get off the ring. And it was more of a PvE element, and there's a PvP element added as well.
Well, that's the thing, is that you have survival games.
Right.
And that's a genre.
Sure.
So, yeah. I don't see how that wouldn't work either.
Kind of mixes the two.
Yeah, fucking why not?
I think that would be really cool in a Halo setting.
It would be. Big open world, like we're thinking Halo Infinite's going to kind of be.
Yep.
Yeah, it could be awesome.
You might run in, and everyone's trying to survive. You could work together to take down maybe the final boss that's, protecting the extraction point.
Right.
Or you can say, hey, nope, I'm going to kill you, take your stuff so I can beat this boss.
Maybe it's like a whole, so separate from the campaign, right? Because campaign's going to be predominantly Master Chief is what we're thinking.
Yep.
Is what we're speculating towards. So the survival mode, right?
Yeah.
You're an ODST soldier or you're a Marine, doesn't matter, one of the two. But you're not a Spartan, okay? You drop down, you have a mission, you have a squad, and you're going to complete that mission. The mission goes awry. Your squad members die. You're the last one alive. You need to survive long enough to make a distress beacon to try to get off the planet that you're on. And there's wildlife, there's the alien races, whatever it may be, that are trying to stop you, they're trying to kill you. It's a harsh land, and it's all about just trying to get out. Just an idea.
Yeah, but just to keep it, like, there has to be, like what the Division did is there's a time limit.
Sure.
So you have to get out in a certain amount of time.
Sure.
And then, so you got to keep it moving. It can't just be like this long paced survival game. But
no, think of it like Dark Zone time frames too, right?
Yeah.
You have the time frame from when the helicopter comes down, and you can, like, they constantly rotate, but yeah, I agree. Having a time frame be perfectly fine.
Survival versus BR in the Halo universe, maybe a topic.
Why can't it be both, Will?
It could be both.
Why can't you have both? Oh, but something has to be taken away from the game if they could have that.
I'm just fine.
Oh no,
Halo,
I'm saying what other fuckers are saying right now.
Halo Infinite. Here's your campaign. Here's your arena. We're out. Have a fun time.
Fine with me. I'll play the shit out of it. Maybe that could be a spin-off game.
Maybe I gotta stop coming up with ideas.
No, maybe they have a Halo BR spin-off. Maybe they have a Halo survival spin-off. There's nothing saying that they can't do that.
Right. Maybe, yeah. And exactly.
Or Halo Infinite has infinite possibilities. All right, moving on. So the next news story, Halo jokingly giveth, Halo taketh away. This is by Sketch. It's a tweet, and he states, sorry to disappoint, but no, split screen is not being added to Halo 5. The footage in question looks to be a little bit of good old-fashioned creative liberty in the editing bay. So, a little backstory as to what happened here. Microsoft released a promotional video for the release of the Xbox One S All-Digital Edition, in which a clip of Halo 5 was being played using split screen while playing on separate maps. Okay? Since then, the community has been asking questions, and now that promotional video has actually been reshot with a new clip in its place. So no, Halo 5 will not be getting split screen. Sorry, folks. Whoever shot that clip at wherever this was shot, I'm sorry I'm calling you out right now, but you're a fucking moron.
You're coming out
that?
You're coming out with a gaming console, and you put a game split screen that can't be played split screen, and they're separate maps.
Yep.
And that's just probably a lack of knowledge of the game.
But that's, oh my God,
but you
that's
work for
marketing 101.
Right, know what you're putting up there.
Exactly. Fucking dumb. I cannot believe that. And if it was a joke, fucking terrible joke. Very, very bad joke. But yeah. And then also, after I like put that in the show notes, or thought about it, I went back and I looked at everything that Halo 5 did not have at launch compared to other Halo games that did have that stuff at launch. There's a lot, Will. There was a lot that was missing from Halo 5 at launch, and it really irritated me when I went back and looked at it. Did you know that Halo 5 did not have Big Team Battle when it came out?
I did not know.
It did not have Big Team Battle when the game released.
You got to remember, I came into it late. I don't know anything.
I know. I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm so confused. I went back and looked at everything that was missing, and it blew my mind. It blew my mind. All right, next news story. Showtime Halo the Showtime Halo series cast members have been announced. Just a couple. This is a article over at IGN.com brought to us by David Griffin, and I quote, Showtime's Halo TV series has found its Master Chief, an Emmy-nominated actor Pablo Schreiber? Yeah. From Orange is the New Black and First Man. According to Showtime's Schreiber, I'm totally mispronouncing that.
Schreiber.
Is it Schreiber?
Schreiber.
Schreiber? Schreiber. Are we saying Schreiber?
Schreiber.
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 Schreiber. Will play Earth's most advanced warrior of the 26th century and the only hope of salvation for a civilization pushed to the brink of destruction by the Covenant, an unstoppable alliance of alien worlds committed to destruction of humanity. I can't fucking speak. Showtime also announced that newcomer Yaren Ha will play a new character within the Halo world, Quan Ah, a shrewd, audacious 16-year-old from the outer colonies who meets Master Chief at a fateful time for them both. The series is produced by Showtime in partnership with 343 Industries, along with Steven Spielberg's Amblin Television, and will begin production this fall in Budapest, Hungary. There's obviously more to that article. You can read the rest of it at the article link in the show notes on the Google Doc of the show. Next news story. Halo Insider Mini update for April 17th, 2019. This is provided by Sketch, HaloWaypoint.com article. Let's read through it. And I quote, Howdy, insiders! It's been about 2 weeks since the last update, and as I'm settling back in after some time away for spring break, I wanted to share a quick update. I know folks are more eager than ever to see and hear more about Halo Reach and MCC for PC, and I know, what the fuck? Okay, typo. And I know you're even more excited about the prospects of getting hands-on with the game when flighting kicks off. The team is still hard at work on many facets of this massive project, and we're getting closer, but at the same time, there have been a few minor bumps along the way. Previously, I've said that, and I quote, if things go according to plan, flighting should begin this month, end quote. As we're now in the back half of April, I'm still optimistic this will be the case, but it's also possible those plans may not fully land as we initially hoped. Folks that have been around and follow me know that I'm all about trying to be as upfront and honest as possible, both with good news and less favorable news. This means that sometimes we may share information about the current state of affairs and targets and plans that could end up changing slightly or dramatically. As long as folks want an open dialogue, I'm happy to keep that information flowing. But we just need to be all mindful that talking about stuff early means that there's always risks of changes, but I'm committed to keeping you abreast with the full story when things change. Sharing that info as soon as possible so we're always on the same page. Cool? Cool. So, over the past weeks, the 343 publishing team and our partners at Splash Damage and Ruffian have been working non-stop to bring Reach to MCC and get things up and running well on PC. We've had a few small private external flights of Reach on Xbox One thus far, which continue to help the team validate work and identify any showstoppers or big issues that need to be addressed before we roll anything out to a broader flighting group. Not to tease, but I have Reach MCC running on the Scorpio dev kit at my desk right now. That's where we got the screenshot of the campaign UI that Uni shared in the last community update. On Xbox, it's looking and playing great already. PC is considerably more complicated and requires a lot more work. We have internal builds floating around and have lots of internal playtests that have been helping to generate bugs and gather valuable feedback. One of the team's main priorities to support PC flighting is getting the mouse and keyboard controls feeling as good as possible, and there's been good progress on that front. Some key things that are still coming together though, for example, in yesterday's playtest build, the full UI and functionality to remap keys isn't in yet. So if you want to change defaults, it requires launching a separate application. That works for now, but it isn't a viable experience for any kind of external flighting. I will say that it felt pretty good though, and it looked fantastic. The Pro Team at 343, a group of former pro players assembled to help focus on the competitive design and balance experience of Halo Infinite, has been chipping in and spending a lot of time playing MCC on PC. We're looking to these experts as our first line of defense to help us keep moving in the right direction for the feel of the game. Yesterday, Postums and I had to play against Mickwin and Hines in Bloodbath of a Slayer game, but it was all good in the name of testing and feedback. I killed at least one of them once. The other big factor in dependency for flighting is getting telemetry implemented into the game build to ensure our team can get the critical data and insights they need to validate all the hard work they're doing and the specific goals for a flight. This is complex and all new work that has to be done for each flight. I'm also learning that just the process of carving out a safe build that can be flighted to external people is a learning process. While we've done this with MCC on Xbox all last year, doing this on Steam is a brand new process and is something we're still learning as we go. To help tide folks over, Postums is working on an April development update blog, which we're targeting for release sometimes next week. Our partners at Splash Damage have passed along some insights and updates into the work they're doing, and we're also poking our colleagues here to make us throw us a screenshot or two. When we do get closer to the first public flight, we're also going to do a proper stream and showcase Reach where it currently stands. Since the flights won't be under NDA and participants will stream that content, we want to get out in front of that and play it ourselves to provide proper context and insight for players on what will be a work-in-progress build. We're still seeing a steady flow of Halo Insider signups, and we're incredibly thankful for the outpouring of support across the community. Hang in there. We're eager to share and show more as soon as we can. So, basically, don't be surprised if it gets delayed, and don't be surprised if it's janky as all hell when the flight process begins. Keep expectations in check. Next news story. Halo Wars 2 balance patch for April 18th, 2019 by Postums over on HaloWaypoint.com. Check out the article. There's a lot of information there. There's a lot of tweaks and changes and buffs and nerfs and all the stuffs. Check it out. Next news story. Halo community update by who, Will?
Unicek.
Thank you. This is a Halo Waypoint article, and I quote from Halo 5 Guardians. Yes, this is an actual thing that currently exists in Halo 5. Will and I thought it was a joke at first. It's real. Hardcore Super Fiesta. You might not have seen this surprise party coming, but it's definitely happening and everyone's invited. We took Halo 5's competitive team arena settings, introduced Super Fiesta weapons, and let the resulting hybrid loose in a ranked playlist. It's an absolute blast and you should give it a try the next time you hop online. As much as we'd like to keep it around, the party will eventually have to come to an end, so be sure to knock out your placement matches as soon as you can. And then we have the April schedule. April 16th, Hardcore Super Fiesta joins the ranked lineup, which is already there. April 18th, Shoddy Snipers rotates in for Action Sack, already there. April 25th, Covenant Slayer rotates in for Griffball, and Warzone Turbo goes live for the weekend. Next up for the HCS, the Big Team Battle 2 Electric Bung Boogaloo! Will.
Whoa.
HCS grassroots content creators are assembling like Avengers for an online big team battle playdate with the community. To keep the marvelous metaphor going, the HCS team is acting like SHIELD agents trying to coordinate these players, their superpowers, and their super schedules. The date and time is yet to be locked, but when it happens, everyone's going to love it. Keep your eyes on the @HCS Twitter account to see when the big battle is going to take place. Books. Halo Battleborn Meridian Divide has been announced. And finally, Halo Outpost Discovery. This week, I've stumbled upon two very cool bits of information from the Halo Outpost Discovery team. The first piece was an email that had some work-in-progress photographs of the Hall of History exhibit, where all are looking great. And the second bit, which many of you probably saw earlier today, is that Steve Downs, the voice of Master Chief, and Jen Taylor, the voice of Cortana, will be joining at all 5 locations this summer. Since we're already seeing plenty of questions being asked about the specifics of their presence, we'll try to address a few of the common ones right here and now. There will be hour-long fan meet and greets with them on each day, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. They'll be joining us for a panel on the Saturday of each event, and you do not need to be a VIP ticket holder to meet them or attend the panel. Will, we're going to meet the voices of Master Chief and Cortana.
Woo!
I'm excited. I don't think I've never met them. So this will be good shit. I'm stoked. What they really need to do is they need to get the multiplayer announcer to show up as well.
Yes, that would be amazing.
Think about how fucking cool that'd be.
I think I'm going to bring my Chief with Cortana Pop and have him sign it.
That's a really good idea. Yes, I kind of want to do the same fucking thing now.
Yeah.
Let's do it. All right, that does it for the regular news. Now it's time for some competitive news. We'll run through these quickly. First and foremost, Greater Toronto Halo teases some information. There's a tweet from them, and I quote, "We got some amazing plans coming up for the spring and summer with GT Halo. Get ready for what's going to be a fun season." So, in the words of HCS Pro Talk, we'll have to wait and see. Next up, Beachland is looking for sponsors. This is posted by the Beachland over on Twitter. They're looking for sponsors for Beachland 8. Moving on. Reminder, Female Pro League Halo 3 tournament is taking place on April 27, 2019 at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's Halo 3. Get your rosters registered. Do it up. Next up, a reminder that the Nebraska Esports Gaming Festival by Midwest Esports, that's a tweet from Midwest Esports. It's taking place April 27th and 28th at the Bellevue University in Bellevue, Nebraska. It's a Halo 3 tournament, and the pot bonus has been increased by $100. Another reminder, Halo Australia LAN 2019 by Lunchy. It's an article. Go read it. Main points, April 27th and 28th. At the Logan Metro Indoor Sports Center, Level 2 at 357 Browns Plains Road at Crestmead. Yeah. And there's a Halo 2 2v2 and a Halo 3 4v4. Check it out if you're in the area. They had seeding tournaments that took place over the past couple months as well. So it's going to be good stuff. And another reminder, we have Microsoft Store tournaments, Will, coming up. This is from that same Halo Waypoint article from the Community Update, and I quote, "We've got 2 more Halo 3 2v2 tournaments at Microsoft Stores on the calendar. Our most immediate one is next Sunday, April 28th, while the other will take place around midway on the 19th. Determined to keep our streak alive, Tashi and I will be calling the action for these next 2 cross-store showdowns each Sunday from Mixer Studio One. Head on over to the link that they provide to find your nearest store and register online for free. Do it up." Next up, Balance Patch announces their next tournament as well. This is posted by Balance Patch on Twitter, and I quote, "Our next Halo tournament will be taking place on May 11th. We'll be running Halo MCC 3 again, but this time we'll be running squads. Additional information and registration will be out soon." Still waiting on that information. But that's not the only tournament announcement, Will. We have more.
Woo!
SWAT Nation announces their next tournament. This is posted by SWAT Nation. And I quote, "Say what? On delay, we have a 2v2 SWAT tourney like no other. We're starting up the festivities with something crazy and fun. Assemble your mariachi duo and get ready to take it to the arena once again. Those tequilas were too much... Wait, what? Those tequilas were too much, amigos, and you lost your favorite weapons. You'll start with the Halo 5 BR, and you'll have you find your SWAT weapons around the map. Be quick and kill the other Vados before they kill you. Expect other crazy surprises in the maps as well. Pinata, pinata!" Okay. Teams will compete for a piece of a $500 initial prize pool. Additional contributions to increase the prize pool are more than welcome. An Xbox One Elite controller will also be awarded by Pious Rampage, my apologies, to the MVP of the tournament. The format. It's a 2v2 SWAT tourney where you pick your teammate and try to take it all. We'll be sticking to the double elimination format. To spice things up, the weapons for this tourney The weapons for this tourney include Halo 1 and Halo 5 Magnums, Halo 5 and Halo 2 BRs, and the DMR. The maps are to be announced at this time. Tourney will take place on Swatterday, May 18th, 2019 at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Registration deadline is Thursday, May 16th, 2019 at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bracket will also be posted immediately after the deadline, same date and time, on stream at twitch.tv/naptimes with a Z. How do I register? You can sign up at the bottom of the page that's included in the Google Doc of the show notes of the show. Enter your 4 team members along with your team name. Wait, 4 team members? I thought it's 2v2. Well, that's that. Next up, Halo 3 Pro Team members have been announced by...
Unishack.
Thank you, Will. It's a Halo Waypoint article, and I quote, "Vartan Killer V Karakashian." What? Do you want to try saying that last name?
Karakashan.
Yeah. There it is. Vartan, one of the first members of the Halo 5 Pro team, has returned to 343 to work on Halo Infinite. His skills in every Halo title, combined with his learnings and experiences from his first foray, will surely help the entire team succeed. We're happy to have you back, V. And then we already announced that Gregor is going to be part of the pro team, but here's a little backstory on him. So Gregor Haas. Closing out our pro team hires for this community update is Greg Haas. Greg is a former Halo 3 pro that you might remember from teams like High Society and Darkest Hour. In fact, he and Clutch, pro team lead, teamed with each other for their first MLG event back in 2006 and now work together 13 years later. Gregor's playstyle revolves around taking advantage of power weapons and locking down power positions, which I'm sure is going to make him a challenge to go up against during playtests. Another interesting note about Greg is that he joined the MCC Insider program last year to help us fight MCC and quickly emerged as a valuable member due to his ability to provide quality feedback. His communication skills coupled with his in-game talent will allow him to help make Halo Infinite as good as it can be. So there you go, a little backstory on Gregor. The final pieces of competitive news are some big ones. So Europa Halo has officially announced their 2019 plans. These are a string of tweets from Europa Halo. Here we go. Europa Halo's roadmap for 2019. We will have 6, count them, 6 major cups, 1 per month. Signups are now live for all 6 cups. Team Takedown is our take on 4v4 HCS. Double Down is a bit of HCS 2v2. And FFA Frenzy is our classic FFA Showdown. Team Takedown is our take on a bit of classic HCS 4v4. You can sign up to the cups right now if you want, full or partial teams. The first is May 2019, and the second is August 2019. Get on the Discord if you need help searching for a team. Double Down is a 2v2 with HCS settings. Signups are now live also. Get on the Discord if you need help getting your buddy system in place. The first tournament takes place June 2019, with the second taking place September 2019. FFA Frenzy, we have some classic FFAs at Europa Halo with 2 wins coming from kills in the last 2 seconds or less. We have another 2 coming up in 2019. The first taking place in July, the second taking place in October. So again, 1 cup per month. Last announcement to complement this all, there will be a small financial prize for each of these tournaments. It's not going to be a big dollar, but we're going to introduce a small prize ranging from 10 to 40 per major cup. So get signing up. The 6 major cups will contribute to the EU Power Rankings. Minor cups will be announced with a month's notice and will be Halo 3, Halo 2 Anniversary, Reach, or Draft cups. These minor cups will be run by our new admin team. Full team announcement coming up in this coming week. With the new roadmap, we are undergoing a new full graphic revamp on our Twitch and videos. Have a look at our new video intro designed by one of our new team members, Squashy Joshy, who joins the content production team. And got a Halo montage, Halo 5, Halo 3, or whatever? We need some fresh videos to have on our channel, and if you want your montage included, please reply with a link. There it is. Europa Halo's 2019 lineup looks promising. I'm fucking stoked to talk about it. It's going to be a good time. We have guaranteed tournaments every single month, and we're going to have minor cups too. It's going to be a good time. Well, that's it for the news.
All right.
What do we got for some tournaments?
Here we go. Let's get into it. We'll start off with Halo Draft League's weekly match results. First off, we had Shooketh Squad go up against FTP. That was a 3-2 game going to Shooketh Squad. I actually tuned in to Pulse's stream while they were warming up, while they're getting ready in some arena, and they did look pretty good together. So I hope that continues.
Good shit.
Next up, we had Your Bye Week go against Addy Estates. That was a 3-0 going to Your Bye Week. The Flight versus the Scarecrow Boat, 3-2 going to the Flight. Instinct versus the Misfits, 3-0 going to Instinct. Wasted Potential versus Scars Esports, 3-0 going to Wasted Potential. Platinum's Best went up against the Misfits. This was a 3-0 going to Platinum's Best. FTP went up against Your Bye Week, 3-0 to FTP. Instinct versus the Flight, 3-0 to Instinct. Scarecrow Boat versus Reborn, 3-0 to Reborn. FTP versus Velociraptor, 3-0 to FTP. FTP also went up against Reflection, 3-0 to FTP. SVP players versus Snowball and Turtles, 3-1 to SVP. Platinum's Best took on TLC, 3-2 to Platinum's Best. Manipulative Smurfs took on Shooketh Squad, 3-1 Manipulative Smurfs. That's what we got for Halo Draft League this week. Moving on, SWAT Nation Spring Invitational has some results from that tournament. First went to Yeet.
Yeah, yeet!
This included King Urban, Hydrix, and Bound. They took home $350. Second went to Warning, which included Smoke Ya Dig, Abrupt, and Sucka, $210. Third went to No Brain, All Aim.
Oh my god. Did they just smack their keyboard and come up with this fucking gamer tag? Can you decipher that?
Capital U, EGIRAGN.
I think the last part is Ragin. So if you can decipher the first part, I think the second half is Ragin.
Ragin.
Do.
That guy, Clip and Gold Star BR took home $140.
I love this shit.
Fourth went to Spellbound Gaming. This included Nikolai, Collapse, and Q. Fifth through sixth, we had Wu-Tang, which was Halogen, Wu Pockets, and Tyrant. Xbox included Legend, Sika, and BH3 Chronos. Slipstream, Drip Drip Double, Kenny Snipe, and Cryptic Shades. And then Plumbers, Bohms, Leech, and Gun Type. Bracket is included in the show notes. Follow that link over to noobcombo.com. Next up, we had Halo Project Brazil H5 Doubles Tournament number 6 results. These guys need to shorten their titles. First place was Dom Quixote.
Think about that again. Replace M in Dom with an N, and what does that usually state? Don Quixote. So it's Dom Quixote. We did it.
This team included Marquitos and Franco X703. Second went to Mystic Gaming, which included Brazil Extreme and Narodai Pros. Third went to RK Killer, which was RK and Killer. Fourth was Two Dogs Esports. Gabriz 2D and Frodes 2Ds. Fifth and sixth, Exterminadoras. Like, I can't do this.
Exterminadoras.
It's like exterminadors, like,
yeah.
This included Doug and Chackle, I'm going to say. We also have 300 D-Ping. Unfortunate. Master Vinny and Saint Camel Hard. And then 7th through 8th was Two Dog Esports B. Oh, I see. So there was Two Dog Esports A above. This is Two Dog Esports B, which was Astro and Ninja Warrior, or Naja Warrior, sorry. And then we have Spartans Do Odyssey, Lord Canarius, and Dark Canvas BR. 9th went to the Firma, which was Maximo Plays and Bruno. Next up, we have Breaking the Clutch E-League April Open results. First place went to Rock Generation. Second was Yodesla. Third, Jeff Kills. Fourth, Liam White. Fifth through sixth, Stormy Style and Exo Kaboom. 7th through 8th, Abu Mash and Annie. Anane. Check it out in the bracket. You can read it there. Just decipher it yourself. Josh got me zooming in again. One moment. And for time's sake, I'm only going to go through the top 16 teams here. So first place for DreamHack Dallas qualifier number 2 went to Tox Gaming. Second went to Infinite. Third through fourth includes Endgame, GMS, and Endgame and GMS. Fifth through eighth, we have Denial, Sympathy, or No Sympathy, Side Effect, and Team Elevate. 9th through 16 included 100 Thieves, Burger Town, Demigods, Mass Kids, Reciprocity. Why so low? Sherbert's, Syndicate, and You Gotta Jump Off with That Man. All right. Zooming back out. 1 second. Bracket and points breakdown will be included within the Google Doc as well. Josh has something to say.
Okay, so, oh boy, was this a disaster. So, you asked why Reciprocity was so low. Okay, great question. The real question is, what the fuck happened? Let me tell you. So, at first I couldn't believe what I saw. But every now and again, I go into the UGC's Discord to, because, notifications and whatnot, just checking it out and seeing about tournaments and stuffs. And come to find out that the tournament had been delayed multiple times, not by large increments of time, but it was delayed for a little while. And because there were consistent bracket changes. So there were bracket changes multiple times due to points not being allocated correctly from week 1. Okay? This caused the start time of the tournament to continually change until about 12:20 Central Time, where the bracket was, quote, final, even though Lux and multiple other players still did not have their correct point allocations, therefore causing the bracket to still be incorrect for seeding. The funny thing is, these qualifiers are for seeding for DreamHack Dallas. Therefore, shouldn't the seeding for the qualifiers be correct for the lead up to DreamHack Dallas? That was a rhetorical question. Of course they fucking should be. This whole thing was a fucking disaster and things need to fucking change. I couldn't believe it. It was... I'm not kidding. There were players on Lux that literally had no points allocated to them since week 1. Since points were not allocated correctly for a multitude of people, there were matchups that were happening that should never have happened so early in the tournament. Reciprocity went up against Elevate, I think round 1, if I'm not mistaken. Like there were so many things wrong with what happened here. And the worst part is that it came to a point in time where there were a lot of people saying, can we just delay this and get this right the first time? And then there were others that were saying, does it really matter though? And then there were others that were saying, I have shit that I need to do. Can we just get on with it? Okay. It came to a stand, like the admins of the UGC's Discord stated, we're not changing the bracket anymore. Just run with it. Rain was one of the outspoken individuals on Lux. And he was pissed.
Rightfully so, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I completely understand. And I've been told that UGC is not that large of a team. Okay. Now, if I don't make friends from this, I don't give a shit, because the fact of the matter is you are an organization. You need to set a precedence. And that precedence is do the right thing and get it fucking right. The fact of the matter is you didn't get it right. The fact of the matter is it looks like you bit off more than you could chew. And the worst part, this is not the first time this has happened with UGC. At all. I respect them, but you guys need to get your shit together. You guys cannot have this be... You guys can't have the precedence of being seeding tournaments for a $50,000 tournament later on in the year and not get seeding right. For your own seeding tournaments. What the fuck are you doing? Rain, I 100% feel for you. This should not be acceptable. I was dumbfounded when I was reading the comments. Now, granted, okay, there were people that were being fucking assholes in that Discord. And I'm going to sound so hypocritical right now because I'm not trying to completely tear down everything that UGC's been trying to do. But at the same time, that precedence is being set. You guys are supposed to be leaders in this space. You guys are supposed to be doing things correctly the first time. And the problem is that you didn't learn because you were doing things incorrectly previously. We've had this issue before with UGC. Okay? If you need to set roster lock at an earlier time, then do it. But this shouldn't be happening second, third week into a series. This shouldn't be happening. Should not be happening.
And if you look, Lux took 17th through 32. So the same points that the 32nd team got in this.
Yep.
When they probably realistically should have been a little bit higher.
Absolutely.
So my question is when they go back, what they should be doing is going back and adding those qualification points.
They will be. We have heard that they will be.
But what about this tournament?
I know. Now everything's thrown off. Everything is thrown off now.
I mean, sure, one tournament maybe doesn't make a huge difference when it comes to the final total, but I mean, a few points could shift you up and completely set things different.
Exactly. The whole...
It's kind of tainted at this point.
Yes. Now... And that's the worst part is that there's going to be people out there that are like, oh, who cares? Like it was just a seeding tournament. But it brings me whole back to, remember last week when I was talking about how like it's these Halo 3 tournaments, whatever, so on and so forth. So I still have that mindset, but we keep professional about it. Okay. If you're having seeding tournaments for a major tournament that's taking place, you are the guys. Like, you're it. You're what matters. And if you're not taking initiative and if you're not taking responsibility for getting shit done, what precedence is that set? Like,
do you think it would have been better off if they said, hey, things didn't compute on our end. You know, we have seeding points that were lost. We're going back and fixing that now. We're canceling this qualifier for the week.
Sure.
I would have liked that a lot better.
Yep. Absolutely. I would have been fine if they delayed it. I would have been fine if they canceled it. I would have been fine if they had an opportunity. I didn't look into this, but if they had an opportunity to shift it a week, like to shift the tournaments a week.
I feel like they still would have been scrutinized for canceling a tournament mid, you know.
Yep. But at the same time, I would have a lot more respect for somebody to own up to your mistake. And if you don't, that's the thing. There's the line that's being tread. If you don't have the time at that time to fix your mistake, to own up to it, and like we said, cancel it, move it, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But don't run with it.
Right. And then, so I believe I looked in that UGC Discord myself, and, you know, while everything was kind of setting on fire, one of the UGC people said, "Hey, I just got home from work and saw this. Hang on a second," you know.
Right.
But I mean, if
biting off more than you can chew.
I feel like, yeah, like something's just not computing here,
right.
Not adding up.
Like we talked about this before we even started recording the show. We want to do more content for HCS Pro Talk, right? We want to. Time is a constraint. We need to find a way to make it work. But we haven't done anything because we don't want to fail at it. Like, we don't want it to fail. We're going to test things out and make things work the first time. If time is a constraint for anything, don't just fucking run with it. Especially if the thing that you're running with matters. This matters. This is a $50,000 prize pool. This isn't chump change. Okay? And you're the guys. Like, you're it. For the seeding of this. I couldn't believe they ran with it. I could not believe they ran with it.
I'm wondering if DreamHack could turn, like HCS could turn and be like, "Hey, we realize this happened with UGC. We are going to eliminate the points from this tournament, and because of the way things went down, and only run with these weeks."
But then at the same time, I think like it would still be thrown off completely.
Yeah, because Tox would be like, "Well, we won that tournament.
Exactly.
We expected to have those points."
Yep. It could be that's the whole shitty part about this whole situation, is that since they ran with week 2, the whole rest of this is completely thrown off. Because you put the points back, right? Oh, yup, are bad. Lux, let's give you your points you need. Other players that were missing points, like, let's give you all the points you deserve. Get everything right there. Awesome. Oh, but Lux, you placed 17 through 32. Since you placed there, you get these points for this week. You know, sorry guys, but that may not have been the case at all. Right. If the bracket was set correctly.
They could have went up against Tox early, and that's why they placed there.
Exactly.
You know?
So the whole point is, UGC, yup, I'm basically calling you out. Fix your shit. This is absolutely unacceptable.
And yeah, I mean, from a professionalism standpoint, that's what they're basically the face of HCS right now.
Yep.
And these fumbles make Halo not look good. If other people looking to come into Halo esports are seeing these tournaments not set right, like an organization's gonna be like, "What's going on over there? I don't want any part of that."
Right. Now we don't know everything that happens behind the scenes.
Right.
Okay?
But it just
when you have DreamHack tweeting it out, their brand tweeting it out saying, for this $50,000 Halo HCS grassroots tournament that we are hosting at DreamHack Dallas, that we couldn't be more excited about, we are going to be using seeding points from UGC's qualifiers. Guess what, UGC? You're now incorporated. You have a precedence that is set. You have an expectation that needs to be met. And guess what? You're not meeting that expectation. Do better. For the love of fucking Christ, do better. That's all I got.
All right, let's move on.
Yeah, we have Game of Thrones to watch. It's time for the topic of the show, Will. So I asked people, and thank you. Shout out to High Tech Redneck for suggesting this topic, by the way. We asked, how did you get exposed to get into Halo and what kept you around for so long? So on Twitter, Tasman states, 2008. My wife, then fiance, and I had just moved to Arizona. One of her friends from nursing school invited us to dinner. Her husband was a huge Halo fan and was beside himself when I said I'd never played Halo. He gave me his copy of CE and the story hooked me. Shane states, lore, artwork, and a feeling like no other from online gameplay. It caused me to switch from PlayStation to Xbox. Damn. And then Sanders states, Halo 1 campaign, from Halo 3, the multiplayer, and since Halo 5 esports. Very nice. Discord. Feistro states, I spent $2,500 to send an AM team to the World's Qualifier, so I figured I better know what the fuck I was watching.
Oh, Feistro, that's great.
I loved that statement. Voodoo states, all right, I'll keep it short. For me, it was friends. Growing up, my life was all about sports. I played soccer 5 to 6 times a week, so I never really had any time for video games. However, all my best friends from school did game though. So what normally ended up happening after school on a Friday or weekend is that we would play street hockey outside until the streetlights came on. Pre-cell phone days. That was our indication that it was dinner time, to where we would usually, as a group, lug TVs from houses, use a wagon to take them to someone's house who was usually in the middle of to play some Halo. We would just game all night. I can probably find photos of it somewhere. But yeah, I got into Halo because of my friends at the time, and I never actually owned a console of my own until the 360, but I was around the Halo scene before then. So I was actually attending tournaments, playing and winning a couple locals before even owning my own console, as going to these events with my friends were the only time I would get to play any video games. That's fucking awesome. Next up, we have Heavy Rainfall. Halo was the first video game I ever played. I didn't even know what a video game was till my first experience at my friend's house. His dad hands me and his son a controller, proceeds to kick my ass into 2v1. I was the one. I was a sore loser back then, so I went over every day after school and got my ass kicked. After a month, I convinced my mother we needed an Xbox and Halo. Spent 2 weeks playing it, even skipped school for it. My friend thought I was sick, told him some hospital story. Went over, beat them 2v1, I was the one, and I never lost a game of Halo against him to this day. I got my first taste of competition. It wasn't until Halo 2 and Xbox Live did I realize that I sucked, but the moment I heard about local competitions in MLG, I knew what my drive was. I spent so much time getting better, going to competitions and setting up LANs. I didn't want to do anything else but play Halo 2. Then I got engaged, and boy howdy was that a mistake. The person, not getting engaged part. Thankfully we broke up, and I've been remarried to Halo ever since. Great story. Search states, ooh, fun topic. Here goes. So I saw Halo CE for the first time at a girl's house that I was interested in. Her brother was playing it. I would go over and play split screen with him sometimes. Once Halo 2 came out and Xbox Live became a thing, I was obsessed. Playing with random people all over? Clan matches? That's where my roots in Halo really started. I remember just being in awe to the point that I would be logged on and playing matchmaking for 18 hours. Getting better, learning competitive gameplay. So the rest is history, as they say. So I read Search's comment, and the only thing I could think of the whole time was, what happened to that girl you were interested in? Did you just straight up fucking ditch her? Oh, what's that video game you're playing? Oh, what's Halo? Yeah. You can just like hang out over there. I'm gonna sit here and play with your brother. That's the only thing I could think of. Scudpuddle states, first played Halo CE at a friend's house. I'd stay the night and we'd play until the sun came up. Then we'd play some more. Eventually, we'd play System Link, back before LAN for all you kids, by drilling a hole through his living room wall for the cable. Bought my own Xbox because my parents wouldn't invest in my future as a pro. Turns out they were probably right. Didn't play online until Halo 3. I didn't own my own 360 at first, but I played so much that my friend's 360 got the Red Ring of Death. He got a PS3 instead, but I was so hooked that I bought my own 360, which almost caused me to drop out of college to go pro. I still wasn't good enough, but it did cost me a couple semesters. It eventually got to the point where I was buying my neighbor's Xbox Live Gold so I could have somebody to play with. I was a sad kid. Realized it was overtaking my life, so I sold my 360 shortly after ODST came. I didn't touch Halo again until a month before Halo 5 when I got my Xbox One and MCC. I read Fall of Reach and the recommendation of said neighbor, loved it, but I didn't get into the old other books until after Halo 5's release. Love the lore now. Very good, very good. Ogre states, Halo was always a big part of my childhood. As much as I hated my stepfather, I'm thankful that he got me into Halo. It was my escape from my shitty life, and when I was a kid, I played it without a care for the story. As I grew up and I started playing the games with my siblings in custom games for Halo 3 and Reach. This was the one thing that my siblings loved doing together. If we weren't playing Modern Warfare 2, we were playing Halo 3. And as I grew up more, I began to play the campaigns and fell in love with the amazing story and music that moved me to either excitement or sadness. The multiplayer was still amazing, but my siblings fell out of love with it. I stuck around because of two reasons. The first being the emotional and personal connection I had to the game. And the second is because of some random ass guy by the name of Joshua Kramer, or JK Fire as you all know him. I'd stick around his channel from way before 200 followers and see him frequently play the series I've loved, and share the same amount of love and appreciation I had for it. We had lots of conversation about the series. Some of them were arguments about the best maps or campaigns, others were nostalgic conversations about custom games and Forge stuff. It's at this point I knew I would never leave the series at all, and I would only grow to love the series more and more. I fucking love you, Ogre. Hot damn, dude. I love you. I still need to provide my list of like my favorite and least favorite Halo maps, I guess. Yeah. High Tech Redneck states, trimmed down version. I played Halo CE soon after it was released at a friend's house when I was 11. Even though I'd played video games, including shooters, all my life, Halo was unlike anything I'd ever seen. Until then, my only experience with multiplayer had been sports or racing games. There was something cool about playing an FPS against a person rather than an AI with a set difficulty. I was a PlayStation kid, so only got to play when I was at a friend's house, but Halo was something that kept coming back in my life. I saw it on the True Life episode with T-Squared, playing it with kids I babysat in high school, and found out our new pastor and his wife played not long after I graduated. By then I had a job and could buy an Xbox. I ended up finding a used one with Halo CE on eBay for $40 and played through the Halo 1 and 2 campaigns, then got a 360 for Christmas so I could get the rest. I started playing the Reach campaign until we were able to get high-speed internet. I live in the boonies. Upon telling my pastor that I finally had Xbox Live and he had been playing Reach, he had given me some best advice I've ever been given. Reach kinda sucks. Get Halo 3. Corny as it sounds, that's when everything changed. Every day when I got home, I'd play Halo with him and his wife until dinner, then get right back on and play customs with them, plus several of their other family members and friends until they got off around 10. I was by far the worst in the group, but I loved the game so much that it just made me want to grind as much as possible so I wouldn't feel like I was in the way. So after they all got off, I'd play FFA until 1 or 2 in the morning, then get up at 6:30 and repeat. Don't get to play with them anymore, but I still have the desire to keep improving, which is what keeps bringing me back. That's fantastic. And yes, Reach does kind of suck. Halo 3's better. King Abyss states, I grew up watching my parents and their friends play Halo and Halo 2 on the original Xbox. Picked up Halo and Reach myself. Kinda got bored of it, but I've recently returned full-time to be a competitive player. Congratulations, King. Silo states, November 2001. A friend invites me to his house. We were both into video games, but only played PC and Nintendo 64 games at that point. So I get to his place, we go downstairs. And they got the new Xbox with Halo. They were playing a 3-man FFA split screen on Blood Gulch, and man, I hated it. I thought the game was absolute trash and couldn't believe we were playing Halo over GoldenEye. The tank is too powerful, the map is empty, and the map is way too big. Isn't there smaller maps? Yeah, but they all suck. Hey, let's play Sidewinder. People say that the Halo community complains now. Well, I've been complaining about Halo longer than some of you have been playing Halo. Anyway, we played some campaign and it was cool. It wasn't until years later when Halo 2 came out and my cousin introduced me to live and playing on small maps that I actually enjoyed Halo multiplayer for the first time. Played a lot of FFA swords on Lockout and free-for-all rockets on Foundation. Eventually, I wanted to get better. And my cousin introduced me to competitive play instead of playing goofy game types all the time, and I was hooked. Since then, I've fallen in and out of love with Halo multiple times. I still think it's one of the best arena-style shooters on console, and arena-style shooters are my favorite style. Returning to Halo 1 years later on small maps made me fall in love with the game, and landing it with friends now is some of my favorite parts of the year. And last but not least of the community, we have Goalie Sniper, aka Justin LaFleche. Played Halo 1 and 2 at a friend's houses. It was always fun, but I wasn't into FPS back then. I would always be at one of my parents' friends' houses and play Halo 2. But because I didn't know how to save, I'd end up just replaying the first 3 missions over and over again. But then one year for Christmas, I got an Xbox 360 with Halo 1. I know it doesn't make much sense. Then I finally got to sink my teeth into the game alone. Loved the campaign. So I immediately went and got 2 and 3. Played both of them multiple times. Didn't have Xbox Live for the first 6-ish months I had a 360. So I just play Forge on Valhalla and Sandtrap. My friends would come over and we'd all play split screen. Halo 3 convinced all my friends to get 360s in Halo. Then I heard that Halo had books on it. So I read everything I could get my hands on. I'm primarily a campaign kid. So one thing that I'm always brought me back to Halo is the lore. If I had to choose between multiplayer and campaign, I'd always play campaign. But the biggest thing is the people. Just having that routine every day from 7th grade until I graduated high school of coming home. Booting up Halo and playing with all my buddies from school and a few I met online. Going to bed way too late. Going to school. Talking about Halo we played the night before and laughing at all the dumb shit we'd do to keep busy on the game. Then repeating it. I love Halo. I have probably too large a collection of Halo stuff. A tattoo, first of many to come probably. But I will admit, I almost started to lose my love for the people side. All of my IRL friends don't play anymore, and it's next to impossible to find chill people when solo queuing. So I stuck to my single player side of it for the most part. But then a year ago, while browsing the podcast app on my phone, I found a podcast called HCS Pro Talk. Episode 1 released 1 day ago. Gave it a download and got connected to the community of people who love playing Halo. And it relit that side of Halo for me. So thank you, Will and Josh, for this podcast. Without it, I'd still be solo queuing. The people I get to play with on a weekly basis are awesome, and I count all of you as good friends. You know who you are. Sorry for the long message. I tried to keep it short.
Oh, the feels.
The feels, dude.
Justin, oh, man.
We love you, dude.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, we love everybody that listens to this show and everybody that joins in the community discussions and sends us a nice tweet, gives us feedback, good or bad. Just thank you, everybody. So, but yeah, Justin, you're awesome. Will, how did you get introduced into Halo?
Well, I'll tell you this. The first time I played Halo was kind of the same thing that these guys have been saying. One of my friends in junior high had a birthday party where everyone brought their 360s over, big ass TVs. I was a PlayStation kid myself, never touched Halo. And they set up a little LAN tournament. I got my ass kicked. That was my first kind of touch of Halo. I was like, I suck at this. Why would I want to play this? Never went back to it. I bought a 360, got Halo 4 with it. Played one mission. I'm like, I don't get what's going on. I'm out.
Okay.
So I tried again. It wasn't until, it's been like 3-4 years now. Josh and I started hanging out. His wife, my fiance, are best friends. And Josh and I we knew each other in high school, but weren't really good friends until our wife started hanging out again. And then we started hanging out all the time. And Josh had such a passion for this game. I was like, I got to figure this out.
My passion's kind of annoying too.
It's
a lot.
It's a lot. So I actually went out and I was like, you know what? I have a PlayStation 4 and I don't have an Xbox. Went out, bought one of the Best Buys still had the Halo 5 edition Xbox.
I was with you.
You were with me, yeah.
I was.
We drove to Rochester, Minnesota, which is like an hour and 15 minutes away, because that was the only Best Buy that had the Halo 5 Xbox.
We went on a road trip that day.
We did. And I started playing Halo 5 because I saw that competitive side back then. That first LAN tournament, didn't really get into it because I got my butt kicked. I wasn't driven to play at that time. Yeah. I had no idea what was going on. I've always been like a sports game guy. I was your bro gamer, as Josh called me.
You called it too. You said it yourself too.
Sports games, Call of Duty. That's all I really did.
Yeah.
So throw the Sims in there every once in a while for boredom. But yeah, I got that. I got my Xbox, came with Halo 5, started playing, kept talking to Josh about, things I could do, ways to get better. And he was like, you just got to keep playing. That's the only way you're going to get better, is play more. And that's where we're at. I'm still playing more. I'm still trying to get better. It gets frustrating now because it seems like the more you know that you should be doing and the way things should work, the more you get frustrated on the game.
Yeah.
Because you're like, man. It's not just running around and shooting and Spartan charging anymore. It's like, hey, this guy should be moving here. Sniper's popping up in 2 minutes.
It's running around shooting and Spartan charging with purpose. That's what it is now.
And then I've played through 1, 2, and 3. So I know the story. We jumped into the campaign. And yeah, we're here.
Here we are.
Started a podcast.
Yes, we did.
Again, just because I know Josh has the vast knowledge of Halo and I wanted to get involved more in the competitive side. So, To be honest, when we started this thing, I barely knew the pros' names. Like, barely, dude.
Remember early roster manias?
Oh, it was horrible.
It was great. It wasn't horrible. It was great.
It was horrible for me.
No, it was amazing for everyone.
Oh. So yeah, that was my Halo experience. That's why I consider myself a Halo 5 kid. I guess if you want to call me a Halo 5 kid. I'm 28, but 27. God, I don't even know how old I am.
I always forget too. We're 27.
We're 27.
We are.
Damn it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how I got into Halo.
Very nice.
What about you? I know there's a story here.
So I'll try to keep it brief. What a lot of people have said is basically the same thing here too. I never owned an original Xbox. I was, lo and behold, I was a PlayStation 2 kid. And the first console I ever purchased with my own money was a 360. So back when the original Xbox was a thing and Halo was a thing, I never knew what Halo was. So I had a sleepover at a friend's place way back. And he had just gotten it and they plugged it in and like they were playing Fusion Frenzy and whatnot, but they played Halo for a very short time. And I'm like, oh, that looks cool. Like, oh, like, what is that? And they're like, oh, it's Halo. And I'm like, what the fuck is Halo? Because I played GoldenEye and the N64 and whatnot, you know? So I knew what first person shooters entailed, but this one just looked way better. Like just looked above and beyond what typical things were. Fast forward a little bit. That friend lived a little bit further away, but there's a friend who lived up my street and I would go over to his place and he also had an original Xbox and Halo 1. And again, I asked him, like, is that Halo? Like, oh yeah, do you want to play? Be like, oh, I'm okay. When I was a kid, I was very much in the I want to watch people play. And like, I'll play on my own time. Like I'll play at home, I'll play alone, it's fine. But like when I'm at a friend's house, I'm going to watch you play. That's perfectly fine with me. And I was just enamored with what Halo was. So then we fast forward a little bit further and my friend, Nick, he is way back. Halo 2 had come out and we would be like, we had a sleepover at his place and we'd be in his basement and like we'd be playing Halo 2's campaign. And I thought it was just like the greatest thing ever. Fast forward a little bit further, Cody, right? He's the first person to introduce me to Xbox Live. Okay. And again, I have yet to have an Xbox or a 360 at this point. And I'm like, oh my God, like you can play online with people? Like you're playing against real people right now? Like it was new to me. I had no idea about MMOs, anything like that, right? Online was new. He's like, yeah, they're real people. And I'm like, that's fucking awesome. Like what? Fast forward a little bit further, the 360 comes out, right? Halo 3 is not out at this point. And I'm like, okay, Cody's one of my best friends. I go over to his place basically all the time to watch him play Halo 2. And I knew with Halo 3's release, I'm there. I'm going to be there 100%. I'm going to get a 360. I'm going to get Halo 3 when it releases. I'm going to play the shit out of it. So I proceeded to buy a 360 with my own money with Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter 2 and Dirt. And it was great. Dirt's a great game, right? Phenomenal.
I kind of miss playing Dirt.
Oh, it's a great game. Love racing games, by the way, but that's besides the point. So get geared up for Halo 3's midnight release. I'm good friends with the people at Game Crazy at that point in time. It's just a perfect circle. Like Cody builds his own, like out of cardboard and plexiglass, a fucking Master Chief costume and an energy sword. We go to the midnight release. We bought game fuel for the people at Game Crazy. That was where Eric's coloring contest came into play with Halo Kitty. All this transpired. You were there, and I had no fucking idea you were there. It's like so many things happened that night. It was the perfect night. I didn't have Xbox Live at the time. I just played the campaign, and I was floored. Like best experience ever. I went over to Cody's house every single day after school, and we would play multiplayer every day. I got Xbox Live. We would play every day. I would still go to his house, even though I had Xbox Live, we'd still play. It was... Halo 3 basically changed my early adolescent years. And that's when Halo really changed my life as to where we are now, right? I went through a little bout of depression in college. So when Halo Reach came out, I was excited for the release, but I never played it really. My roommate did. My roommate played more Halo Reach than I did. And Halo 4 came out. I was working at a game store in Mankato at the time. I worked the midnight release for that release because I thought it was the greatest thing in the world. We had a Halo 4 tournament the night the game came out. And yes, people shit on Halo 4 with good reason. But I thought it was fine. And then we had 5 and whatnot. And then we have this podcast. And when you brought the idea, right? Like, I thought it'd be cool to do something like this. But when you're like, no, let's do it. What's stopping us? And I'm like, you know what? What is stopping us? Nothing. And I get to talk about Halo with my best friend every week. Like, I get to play Halo with amazing community members, like Justin said, and like that we call friends, every week. And the one thing that brought that all together is a video game. I gush over Halo a lot. And I have posters in my office at work. Like, I gush over this shit so much, but it's the one thing that, like, my wife plays it, and she wouldn't have played it if it wasn't for me. It brings people together, it tears people apart, but Halo's just one of those things that has been with me for a very, very long time, and I can't see it being anywhere else. So, Infinite might not be a great game, but we have a community, and I have you. We have the show. I'm stoked, man. That wasn't really short, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was just...
Once I get going, man, it's so fucking stop. I'm sorry, that's it. I'll end right there, but yeah. That does it for the topic. Thank you for everybody who provided your answers. Let's get into some shout-outs. First and foremost, again, shout out to everybody who provided their piece in the community discussion. It was great reading through everybody's stories. And yeah, Halo's amazing. And then shout out to everybody who joined in the community playdate. This includes Search, Silos, King Abyss, Palshi. Yes, Palshi joined. And High Tech Redneck as well. So, good shit. Good shit. Will.
Yeah.
That does it for the shoutouts. What do we got for the community creations?
I don't know what you did with your voice there. Kind of threw me off.
I try to spice it up just a little bit every now and again.
Community creations. We have Meme Monday on Reddit. We have top Halo clips. They announced their winner.
They did. Do you have that tweet up?
Could you pull it up and I'll go through the rest of them and then you can announce it at the end?
Yes.
Okay, we have the Forge Hub community favorite map winner announced by Forge Hub, obviously over on Twitter. Amber 2v2 Slayer by Kronmeister wins first place in the community favorite map vote. View all of the results there at the link provided within the article.
Heavy Rainfall also joined the community playdate. Sorry, I missed you.
We have Pockets top 10 plays of the week, number 6. YouTube video you can check out. We have the Tox Gaming release limited merch line. They tweeted, super proud to release our first set of merchandise, the Tox Originals collection. Limited availability and supply as this is our first drop. Hope you enjoy. I'm opening the link right now.
There's a sweatshirt and 2 shirts, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. We have Scud Puddle's daily Twitter clips compilation number 5. Check that out on YouTube. We have a Controlling Power Weapons for a Clutch Comeback featuring Proximity and Reclaimer. Halo 3 by Paradise Halo over on YouTube. Muggsy wants to create a new series by Muggsy. He tweets, would love to create some type of Where Are They Now interview series podcast with old faces in the Halo montage / content community. Any interest in this sort of thing? Joe?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Let's see. Reminder, Noob Combo's April Clip of the Month contest submissions deadline is 4/24. So, like a day after this episode airs.
Submit your clips.
Yeah, do it quick.
And like Will talked about earlier, Week 13 winner of Halo, top Halo clips. Congratulations to Procyssionite. Probably mispronounced that. For winning week number 13 with this intense all no-scope overkill. He's walking away with a $15 Xbox gift card and a little extra clout.
Bam, there you go.
Wham bam sham-a-lam.
That does it for community creations.
Which means it's time for us to go watch some Game of Thrones, and I'm also going to watch Billings, but before we do any of that, we'll plug the show!
You can find us on your favorite podcast services. Just search for HCS Pro Talk. We're on iTunes, Google Play, Podbean, Stitcher, Spotify, and others as well. Leave us a review and let others know about the show. We have a Discord where a lot of our great community discussion takes place. Join us at the link provided in the show notes. We have an Xbox Club and Spartan Company. People still don't care about that, but it's there for you if you're interested. Search for HCS Pro Talk on your Xbox. We have a Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Mixer, and Esportspedia page, all under HCS Pro Talk.
And add us on Nintendo Switch, where I'll make sure we include our friend codes in the show notes.
Sounds good. What do we have on the next episode, Josh?
Another topic, Will, but what is that topic? I don't know. We will take from what the community suggests.
Okay.
So if you have suggestions, there's a channel in the Discord. Leave your suggestions if you haven't already.
There's also a small list on our Google Doc sheet, so check that out, Josh, too, if you need some more ideas.
I will gladly, Will. Thank you very much for our own plug.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for episode 77 of HCS Pro Talk. I want to thank you very much for listening, and we hope you had a great time. What?
You said 0?
7-0.
70. 7. I got you.
Yeah.
Woo!
Oh, Will throwing me off my game. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for episode 70. Yes, 7-0 of HCS Pro Talk. We want to thank you very much for listening. We hope you had a great time. We had a great time. And we'll catch you next week where we talk about some other stuff that happens within the Halo universe. It's going to be a great time. But until then, we'll catch you next week. Bye-bye!